Question number three reads, Jack and Susie Welch states that business is a game. As with all games, the team puts their best on the field, gets them to play together, wins. It's simple. Planning is a process of coping with uncertainty by formulating future courses of action to achieve specified results. Planning enables humans to achieve great things by envisioning a pathway from concept to reality. On the other hand, demand for creativity, demands for innovation makes the practice of management inclusive in decision making endlessly, makes it exciting and often extremely difficult. Nearly all managerial problem solving requires a healthy measure of creativity. Question: explain what human resource management involves and define the term human capital. And briefly, explain grammatically the 7 steps in the proceed model of employee selection. Also explain how job enrichment can be used to enhance motivating potential jobs. Identify the 5 communication strategies, especially guidelines using them. Okay, so we're looking at the concept of human resource management. So, what is human resource management? So, when talking about human resource management, it actually involves a strategic and coherent approach to managing people who contribute towards the success of competitive advantage. So, it emphasizes on employees not merely being there to minimize costs, but that employees are assets, which we call human capital. These have to be developed, motivated, and retained. In a rapidly growing environment, organizations in Zambia and beyond depend on human resource management to ensure that the right people are hired, that these are motivated to achieving the corporate goals efficiently. According to Jack and Susie, who once stated that HR is a game of business that you cannot win without the best people on the field. So this definition captures strategic role of human resource management as a central or pivotal um, instrument to performance and innovation. So what are the core objectives of human resource management? Number one, to align resources with organizational strategy. So human resource management will ensure that the people or the employees' skills and behaviors align with the company's vision and long-term objectives. Human resource management is that to enhance productivity. So they create motivation systems and create a supportive work environment. This environment will increase individual and team productivity. Human resource management is there also to promote employee development and retention. So through continuous training, through fair compensation and engagement initiatives, human resource management will promote employee development and retention. Human resource management is there to ensure that there is ethical and legal compliance. So it is through this department that there is adherence to the labor laws, such as the Employment Code Act number 3 of 2019 in Zambia. What is the function of human resource management, therefore? Functions of human resource management are attracting the qualified candidates while selecting or choosing the most suitable ones. So human resource departments will choose job descriptions, they'll advertise, they'll shortlist, they'll engage into interviews and also use the different assessment tools. Mention any three types of tests that are involved in this process of assessing. Before I proceed, types of tests that are used.
I think we are doing the aptitude test, and
Yes,
there
ma'am.
was also integrity test.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Personal tests.
Mm-hmm. Any other? Okay. So recruitment and selection is one of the core functions of human resource management. Secondly, training and development. So human resource management focuses on equipping people with the technical skills, both the soft and technical skills to perform effectively. So whilst development prepares them for the future. So there's an assertion to say no matter how much qualified you are on the field, you still need to be trained to tailor your skills to a particular job. Training and development is a continuous process that every institution must have. For instance, NAPSA, it offers continuous professional development through workshops and e-learning. What are some of the methods that are used in the training process? We have on-the-job training. We have mentorship. We also have, can you explain any of these ones according to how you understand what is on-the-job training?
Okay, so it's basically learning while you work. So, for instance, you have been employed, I would say, as a loan officer in a business that issues loans.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the frontliners. You go and sit with them as you are helping out. Say, oh, upload documentation, do what. So as you are working, but you are also being trained.
Exactly, yeah. It's a practical method where employees are doing what? They learn by doing the tasks under supervision of either experienced workers or the managers. It's cost effective, it's very realistic, and it's immediately applicable. So we also have mentorship. What is involved in mentorship? This is where you have an experienced employee who will provide guidance. They'll advise you, okay, as a less experienced employee or a trainee. So the benefits that it will build confidence and it will foster personal growth. It will also enhance that organizational culture. Coaching. What is coaching? What is involved in coaching? Somebody to also explain what is involved in job rotation and somebody professional certification programs. All right. So coaching focuses more on improving a specific skill or behavior through direct feedback and personalized instruction like a coach or supervisor. So the coaching sessions, for instance, would be tailored on customer service. So you have somebody specifically taking you through a field of expertise or public communication or frontline desk officers. So coaching involves direct feedback and personalized instruction. Rotation is where employees are periodically shifted from one department to another. These roles are there to broaden the work experience. Okay. The advantages are that they increase flexibility, they reduce that monotony, they prepare employees for multitasking. A police officer, for instance, has to be taken in traffic department, inquiries department, CID department, so that you're familiar with all these departments. Okay, professional certification programs. These are formal courses or examinations that lead to professional qualifications. They are either recognized local or international. For instance, you who's pursuing master's degree, this is what professional certification. You will have a master's degree. You can also pursue ACCA, SIPS, perhaps may support its employees in such particular fields of study. All right. So these are the types of training methods. So the outcome here is just to enhance competency, innovation, and job satisfaction. Now let's look at performance management. What is performance management? And what are some of the examples involved in performance management? So performance management is simply a process, it's a core component in the human resource function, which ensures that the efforts, the inputs of employees are aligned with the strategic objectives. It also involves a continuous process of setting expectations, mentoring programs, and also evaluating results. So unlike the traditional performance appraisal, performance management is an ongoing and systematic and interactive process. It promotes communication, promotes accountability, and growth. So the purpose of objective of performance management, basically, you want to align performance with organizational objectives or the core mission. You want to identify the training needs. You want to provide a fair and consistent basis of rewards and promotions. You want to improve the communication between the managers and employees. And you want to foster a culture of accountability and continuous improvement. So performance management comes in. All right. So we also have what are called compensation benefits. So fair remuneration will motivate people to work hard through salaries and bonuses. Employee relations and welfare focuses on building trust and communication between management and staff. Compliance with the laws, I already explained the role that human resource management has, that each department must ensure that there's compliance with both the local and the international, where there's fair treatment and there's occupational safety. Now, what is the role of strategic human resource management? What is the role of strategic human resource management? Now, strategic human resource management is it has evolved from an administrative role of just being a strategic partner in the business. Modern human resource professionals now use what is called data analytics technology, which is HRIS, human resource information systems, and also they engage in change management strategies to align work capabilities with organizational goals. So the strategic human resource functions can include workforce planning, leadership development, talent management, diversity and inclusion. So these, so now, what is the definition of human capital and what types of human capital investments we have and what's the importance of this? And we'll look at it in the context of Zambia. And we'll look at the 7 steps that are involved. Um, we'll look at a mini diagram there, then we'll proceed to answering the question. Okay, so here, what is the definition of human capital and what are the types of human capital that we know? So human capital is one of the most important concepts when it comes to human resource management. It underscores that people are not merely workers, but they are valuable assets. No wonder we call them what? Human capital. Because they're imbued with skills, creativity, health, and experience that contributes to the productivity and success. So it represents an economic value that individuals bring to the organizations through their abilities, knowledge, and competences. It is intangible, yet it is an asset. It is an intangible asset. It is often more valuable than, um, and it fuels innovation, adaptability. So types of human capital include education, investment, human capital investments. So these specifically we are looking at what? We're looking at how to build human capital through several forms of investment. Each one contributes uniquely. So education will provide individuals with a foundation of knowledge and cognitive skills necessary for problem solving. For instance, at Unilas, it plays a very important role in producing graduates in human resource, MBA general, finance, and development. So an educated employees will bring fresh ideas, training and development. It enhances job-specific skills. So to prepare you and I to meeting the emerging demands that the industry may have health and well-being. So employee health is critical. A healthy workforce prepares a healthy outcome and productivity. So health is an ingredient in um, investing in human capital. Experience, experience and social capital. So in talking about experience, the more exposure an employee is, the greater their judgment and efficiency. Sometimes that's why most employees or most companies will emphasize on experiences so much. So it gives you ability to handle complex and predictable situations because you in a an experienced person, there's already investment in trainings that have been done for you to accrue certain experience. And social capital looks at the value derived from the interpersonal relationships. So what is the importance of human capital? Human capital increase productivity because skilled employees who complete tasks more efficiently. Human capital will drive innovation because knowledge works uh, develop creative solutions in complex problems. Human capital will promote economic growth because investments in people translate into national competitiveness. Human capital reduces costs because competent staff will minimize errors and wastage. Human capital increases organizational resilience because employees with high capital will adapt to change. That is the importance of human capital. So in the government context, we have Vision 2030. Human development is a key ingredient to achieving a prosperous middle income nation. So government has put initiatives like the skills development at Levy and the technical education at TVETA to promote long life education and workforce development. So there are 7 steps that are involved in this model. Do you remember these 7 steps? Use the word proceed. You've used, you've seen the model before.
No, not me.
So it's a diagram that, let me just beam it here. I don't know whether you've seen it before. Okay, this one here. So these are the 7 steps, okay, that are involved in, we use the word proceed. So question reads, what is human resource management? Define the term human capital and briefly explain the grammatically 7 steps involved in employee selection. So we use the word proceed, proceed. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, proceed. So these are the acronym that will help you understand. So employee selection being one of the most critical functions of the human resource management will determine the quality of human capital entering the organization. So you need to have a good balance to ensure that productivity and innovation are at their peak. So to ensure that there is objectivity, there is fairness, there's accuracy, HR professionals have structured this model called PROCEED. It's called the PROCEED model. So it provides a systematic framework for selecting what the suitable candidates. So the steps involved in PROCEED are P, preliminary screening. So in this stage, you're going to filter out applicants who do not meet minimum qualifications. So for instance, a job advert has been advertised at ZRA with some qualifications. So you screen out applicants who are invalid. ARA, you review the applications and resumes. So HR team will now sit down to review these applications and compare candidates with their education, their experiences, their achievements, job requirements. So they will use complex tools like job analysis matrix, the application tracking systems for automated screening. Or the HR, for instance, at Zamtel may want to review these applications for marketing position using this digital tool. Or is objective testing. So this is where candidates, their technical, their cognitive, their personal abilities are standardized in a manner where we do the tests like the aptitude or numeric reasoning test, integrity or personality test, the technical skill test to measure somebody's proficiencies. So the O is objective testing. Then C is the what? The casual interview. It's a preliminary or informal interview conducted to assess the soft skills, the attitude, the cultural fit. Okay, we've talked about these skills before. So the main focus is to see the communication, um, interpersonal skills, the motivation that one has in terms of emotional intelligence, team compatibility, how will you be able to fit in? They'll ask questions like, tell us about yourself. Tell us about the time you resolved there were conflicts. It helps to evaluate self-awareness. All right. E stands for in-depth thought examination. So here we use a line manager. In this step, a technical um, person will conduct a competence-based interview conducted by the hiring department. So if you're dealing with production, they will ask the team from production. So they evaluate the job specific knowledge and practical problem solving abilities. They use case studies, role playing, they use simulation tasks. E. Another E is evaluate and validate. So in this step, you're going to verify. The verification here will ensure that the information provided by the candidate is accurate. You use reference checks, your academic certification. We have Zambia Qualification Agency now. You also look at the criminal record, you screen these individuals. You use medical examinations to see whether they're fit. Okay, the Public Service Commission will verify academic qualification through ECZ also to prevent what? Credential fraud. It's called credential fraud. Then D is a decision and offer. This is the final stage that involves making a well-informed decision where you're going to select the best candidates and you issue them with a formal employment letter. So what follows up is orientation and onboarding programs, probation, evaluation, and also continuous performance monitoring. So this has benefit in smooth integration into the firm in terms of the culture and standard performance from day one. So what are some of the advantages of using this model? What are the advantages of using this model? The many advantages that we can look at. So I can just summarize the advantages. Number one, you have the advantage of what? Systematic process, which provides a standard framework that will minimize errors. Number two, transparency. So this system will ensure that there's fairness and accountability. It is efficient, it will save time and resources. It quality hires to ensure that only the most competent and well-suited candidates are selected. Legal compliance, it will reduce the risk of discrimination and procedural irregularities. So these are the advantages of this model. All right. So we've talked about um, the model. Let's talk about job enrichment and the 5 communication strategies. Okay. Job enrichment and the 5 communication strategies. What is job enrichment? So I've sent you these notes at your own time. Read and fortify. So we're looking at job enrichment and the communication strategies that are there. Okay. And the benefits of these communication strategies. What is job enrichment? So when we're dealing with job enrichment, we are basically looking at the concept of motivating, redesigning jobs to make them more meaningful. It focuses on improving the quality and not merely the number of tasks. So the first concept was brought in by Frederick Herzberg through the two-factor theory of motivation, where he distinguishes the motivators, which are intrinsic, and the hygiene factors, which are the extrinsic. Motivators look at what? Achievement, recognition. The external factors are job salary and security. So working conditions. So by enriching jobs, managers will address intrinsic motivators that will lead to long-term satisfaction. So what are some of the methods of enhancing job enrichment? So methods of job enrichment would include increasing skill variety, enhancing task identity, assigning task significance. So when you're increasing skill variety, employees are given opportunities to perform what? Many tasks that require multiple competencies. For instance, a nurse at Cabo General Hospital may handle patient care, health, education, data reporting. So this diversity reduces on monotony. You've heard people wanting to resign on only on the fact that they want to do something interesting. Enhancing task identity. So job enrichment allows employees to complete an entire process or a project from start to finish instead of performing fragmented tasks. For instance, a marketing officer at Zanaco may plan, execute, and evaluate the advertising campaign. So this whole process will foster a sense of ownership. Then assignment of task significance. So employees become more motivated when they perceive that their work is meaningful and impactful to society. So a community development worker in Northwestern Province, for instance, can witness how the empowerment programs will uplift rural families. So this creates that ownership, task significance. Then boosting autonomy and providing direct feedback is another way of job enrichment. So by boosting autonomy here, we're talking about increasing the employee's decision-making power. This will encourage what? Innovation and accountability and confidence. So a branch manager at a bank may be granted authority to approve small loans without consulting head office. So this autonomy will foster trust and leadership skill. Providing direct feedback includes employees evaluating their performance and identifying their strengths and weaknesses and improving on the weaknesses. So now what are the benefits of job enrichment? Job enrichment has so many benefits, some of which are number one, increased employee motivation. So increased employee motivation, employees will feel valued and trusted, and high morale will be executed. Enhanced innovation and creativity, employees with greater control over their tasks can propose new ideas and processes. Reduce absenteeism and turnover, so meaningful work will encourage people to remain loyal and punctual. Improved quality and productivity, employee will enjoy their work and are more focused to deliver superior results. Strong sense of ownership when employees see their direct impact on outcomes or develop pride in their work. And better succession planning, job enrichment will help identify and prepare employees for higher roles. So job enrichment, in a nutshell, will transform the workplace into a platform of growth and a platform of excellence. So now, what are some of the communication strategies and guidelines? So we've just explained how job enrichment can be used to enhance motivation and potential jobs. So last, identify 5 communication strategies and specify guidelines for using them. Okay, so communication strategies. What is involved in this communication? So effective communication is simply the backbone of a successful human resource management. So it ensures that there's alignment between management and employees. It also promotes collaboration and foster trust. Organizations, um, in most organizations, communication is the foundation for coordination, for motivation, and problem solving. So the key strategies involved in communication are: number one, direct communication. Number two, persuasive communication. So what is direct communication and when is it used? So direct communication is simply a straightforward exchange of information with minimal ambiguity. It is used when you want to administer routine instructions and announcements. It must be concise, specific, avoid jargon. It is used written or verbal formats. So you need to send memos. You need to introduce new reporting timings. So direct communication is a straightforward exchange of information with minimal ambiguity. When is it used? When you want to give routine instructions and procedural updates. Guidelines must be concise, clear, and avoid jargon. We also have persuasive communication. What is persuasive communication? Persuasive communication is a kind where you are communicating aiming to influence opinions and beliefs or certain behaviors. When do we use it? When introducing new policies and encouraging behavioral change and implementing reforms. What are some of the guidelines? You must present information logically and factually. You must appeal to both emotions and reason. You must also demonstrate mutual benefits for all stakeholders. So, for instance, a human resource manager persuading employees to embrace a new wellness program to reduce absenteeism and medical costs. So this encourages buy-in and fosters positive attitude. We also have collaborative and transparent communication. What is collaborative communication and what is transparent communication? So collaborative communication is simply the type which is interactive in nature. Their participants will contribute ideas to solving the problems and make decisions. It's used when you want to brainstorm sessions and participatory planning and project management. So guidelines that you need to encourage input from all members and practice active listening and respect different opinions. And you must strive for consensus. It will promote teamwork, innovation, and shared ownership. We also have transparent communication, which often is an honest sharing of relevant information with employees. It is used during crisis and restructuring layoffs. So guidelines that must provide timely and accurate updates, admit mistakes, and communicate corrective actions, and avoid withholding critical information. So this kind of communication builds trust and reduces anxiety. We also have reactive communication. What is reactive communication? Reactive communication is simply communication that responds to queries and complaints. It handles customer issues and PRR issues. Guidelines that must be prompt, factual, and show empathy. It must avoid defensive reactions. So benefits of communication: fosters trust, cohesion, employee engagement, and reduces conflict and reduces improved decision making. So we end here for now. This answers our questions fully. Read your notes and all the best. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you.